Today we're speedrunning through Duck Life Space, a game where we're fighting, I guess, alien ducks. But we can go start the game. We can pick how our duck is supposed to look, give him a specific color, eye, hairstyle, markings on him, all that kind of stuff. And honestly, I think this duck looks pretty good, so we're gonna start the time as soon as we name our duck. Someone in my Twitch chat came up with this, but then we can start the timer. Cool, we got a new duck. There's a whole bunch of cutscenes and stuff like that, but we don't care about that because we care about feeding our duck, and he's gonna get a lot of food. The start of the speedrun is just feeding him all this food, and he goes at it, just nibbling away at it. Eventually, he's gonna be done with all this food, and then we're actually gonna be able to move on, but yeah, we're just kind of sitting here. Come on, little duck, you got this. This is definitely the most intense part about this speedrun. You can do it, buddy. But there we go. Once he finishes all the food, then we can race our first person, which we're gonna race this duck right here. And we need to do this race because we want to get a ticket, and that ticket will allow us to compete in the tournament. And in this game, they added boosts, so you can use a little bit more energy to boost yourself forward. So we're gonna use those, beat that, and now we can enter the tournament where we're gonna use a certain glitch. Basically, what we can do is we can start the tournament with our duck and then just get rid of him, and we'll use rental ducks instead. And what that does is it gives us this screen, which we don't get to see the entire race. We just get to see a still image. Yeah, don't ask me why this happens because I have no idea, but we won the race and we didn't have to do any training, so that's cool. And sadly, this glitch is what we're going to be using for the first couple of races. I mean, it's not really sad because it saves like literally an hour, but it makes the game a little bit less intense just in the beginning. But don't worry, as we get on to later levels, it does make sense to actually use our duck. But right now we get these amazing races. Yeah, I'm not even facing off against anybody. I don't know how this is legal, but this is a perfect time to say, hey, if you've been watching the videos and enjoying them, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps me with the YouTube algorithm, and we are slowly making our way up to 800,000 subscribers, so I would love to hit that as soon as possible. Just hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, let's just go on with the speedrun now. But there we go. We finished the first world. That was pretty cool, and now we can move on to the second one, where first we are going to want to do some training. And the training we want to do is this flying training, which is the weirdest training possible because I don't know how this helps your flying. I'm kind of what is this? But we want to increase our flying to about level 30, and then once we get there we can move on. So I'm just gonna try my best to hit these trick shots and fail at them. We got that one up to level 13, so we will have to play again. And the reason we're doing this flying training right now is because you need some flying to beat the next bird and get into the next tournament. We're gonna use the same glitches before again, at least for another couple of these tournaments, but we do still have to get the tournament key before that, so yeah, we got to do this. But as I said, don't worry because there will be more trainings and more tournaments that we're actually going to be racing in as we go on later with the speedrun. But there we go, we got 30 flying, and now we can do our first race against this metal duck, or I guess our second race. I don't know why I said first. I guess first of this world, which also this is like a cheese world. I don't really know what's going on with this. I think because it's the moon, and haha, the moon's made of cheese. You get it? Hilarious joke. But there we go. We beat the guy. We steal his ticket. And now we can go and do the tournament where, again, we're going to race our duck 3 times, but then also not race him. And we're going to get this team instead. And we get this amazing experience where we see a still screen and nothing else. What else could you want out of your speedruns? We will boost a little bit just because we can. We have enough energy to spend. But yeah, this kind of ruins the point of Duck Life. But yeah, I mean, there's not much to do. I'm literally racing against nobody. I don't know how I got away with this with the tournament organizers. They must be terrible at their jobs. I can't appreciate that they decided to make the entire moon made out of cheese. I mean, cool feature, I guess. Looks a little bit better than just a gray moon because that would get a little bit boring, especially when you're just staring at one image. But there we go. That's 2 of these races out of the way. Now we just have the third one left. Do you think we're going to be able to win it? I don't know. It's a little bit of a scary one. I'm going to have to boost right there. Hopefully we're going to be able to beat our competition of no one. Yeah, it's definitely I don't even know how to make this commentary enjoyable. We're just watching a still image. There we go. Now we can move on to Mars. And in Mars, the first thing we're going to want to do is go to training, and we want to train our running. And the running training is actually pretty cool. Basically, we have to click forward, make sure we stand on these platforms, and don't hit all the dangerous spikes that are on the ground for some reason, because those look like they might kill me, and I don't really want my duck to die. That doesn't sound too fun. One thing that I can appreciate about this game, though, is just the music that plays in the background. They really made some good music for this game, and it really shows, especially when you're not doing the races, and yeah. But we want to get our running up to about level 60, and then we can move on, go to the next race, get our next tournament thing. So I'm going to try to go as far as possible. I think we might be about there, so I'm going to try to die right here. And that's level 59. You're actually kidding me. I guess we'll just go for it a tiny bit and then die. Can I please die? Thank you. I didn't want to retry. No. Okay, that was the tiniest time loss I've ever seen, but there we go. We got that up. Now we can go to this pirate duck or something. I don't know what he's supposed to be. And we're gonna race against this guy. He has an entire pirate costume. I don't know why you're on Mars if you're a pirate. Is there even an ocean here? I guess there is this water, but this will be an intense race. He does have the advantage on us, but we are a little bit more courageous, or about the same, but I can boost forward right at the end, get that ending thing, and then go to the tournament. Yeah, that was a little too close for comfort. But you know, it's not going to be a little too close for comfort doing these tournament races. Oh, but I actually forgot. I just made a huge mistake. I forgot before we do these tournament races, we have to buy some more food. Okay, that's going to waste me a tiny bit of time, but we should be fine because I was able to recognize it right away. It shouldn't waste too much time. I just have to boost up my duck until he's at a good level because energy is going to be very important for us to complete all these races that are coming up. So I'm just going to let my duck go at it, get all the energy he needs. And I guess I didn't really need it yet, but it's good to have it now just so I don't forget it later. Because really, when you think about it, I'm still not using this duck, but we're just not going to talk about that. Hopefully that's enough energy though. I'm going to race him in this race right now, or not race him because I'm using these ducks instead. And also they're not even competing in a race. It's just like finishing. But I mean, this is a pretty cool screen. You got this tiki thing. It's long. Everything's red. That's a pretty cool color. I'll be honest, I don't know what else to say. The good thing is this is the last time we're going to be using this glitch. After this, we are going to move on to actually doing the races. And that means we'll get to see a lot more training and a lot more cool duck races, I guess. But I guess right now you can watch this purple pellet move up. I don't know what's going on with it. Why is it doing that? Weird effect to add into the game, but I guess I'm not going to judge it. Hey, look, another tournament race one. I don't know how we did it because I couldn't watch it, but I'm sure it was a great time. And we only have this last race until finally we can actually watch some duck races instead of just like hearing about them happening. I don't know if I'm actually winning these. I'm just assuming because the game's telling me I am. I mean, there goes my duck. We saw him for a second, but now he's gone again. But there we go. That is going to be the last race out of these three, and now we can move on. We won that. We get some more cutscenes, and now we're in this world. Right away, we're going to go into the training, and the first thing we're going to want to train is our intelligence. And the intelligence training is interesting because it's kind of like a rhythm game. I mean, who needs Friday Night Funkin' when you have this game? And we want to get our intelligence up to about level 80. I think it's cool how they added new traits into this game like intelligence because it just gives you more to do, more to train, and that's never really a bad idea to add things like that. The annoying thing about this game though is as you go on, you see the plus 0.4 seconds in front of the screen, so it kind of distracts you as you're trying to play the rhythm game and everything. Okay, yeah, that can sometimes happen, but that's okay. I just have to extremely focus and make sure I'm not losing too much time. Just got to go one by one because you don't have to go super fast, you just have to go fast enough. But sometimes I just try to push myself and end up wasting a tiny bit more time than I need to, but this is a pretty good run. I'm just gonna keep going. The bad thing about this game is I'm not really sure when we should end with it, so I'm just gonna keep going as far as I can because I'm sure we'll be pretty intelligent by the end of this. It's never a bad idea to be intelligent. Okay, that is level 75. We only have a tiny bit more to go, so I'm just gonna train a few more of these until we get to level 80, and then we can move on with the other trainings. And that is level 80. Now we can move on to swimming, and the swimming training is also pretty interesting because for this swimming training, instead of doing the weird thing with the boats that you might remember from the other Duck Lives, we actually have like a kind of hard obstacle course. We have to make sure we're not hitting anything, just going through this entire place, and we can't hit the top or bottom wall, so it is a little scary as you go through. You also begin to see more obstacles as you go through, like that one right there, so we have to dodge that, and we're trying to get a score of about 2,500 before we're finished with this training. Of course, it doesn't have to be in just one of these trainings, and you can separate it into two, but it is best to do it in just one because you start to go like really fast as you see right here. All right, come on, duck, do not fail me. Okay, I failed myself right there, but we're just not going to talk about that. I only have to go a little bit more, so I'm pretty happy with it. While one training is possible, I feel like two training is the most consistent because doing it in just one is so difficult. But just a tiny bit more training to go. I think if we make it to about 1,000 on our score, we should be good, and we should make it to level 60. So there we go. And we're at level 63. I'm going to be happy with that. And now we have to do some climbing, Which the climbing, okay, it literally started me out with the worst RNG possible. What was that? But as I was trying to say before the game just completely decided to destroy me, is the climbing is pretty interesting, as you can see right here. And it kind of feels trippy because, I mean, just look at the map. It might look like it's really easy, but as you're going up this, going all the different directions, it's really easy to lose your spot or have that happen, I guess. And for right here, we want to get our climbing up to level 60, so that also isn't too bad. I just have to make sure I'm completely paying attention, especially as you start to get faster, because these things can start to come at you really quickly. And like, look how good my guy is at climbing. How fast is he going? I don't know what this vine is that we're climbing up. Like, how did we find something this big and something that curves around so much? It just seems like a weird design of a vine, but I guess I'm not here to judge plants. I'm here to play Duck Life, so I won't worry about it. Oh, and we're going Super Saiyan speed. Okay, come on, calm down, Duck. All right, we're just gonna make it a tiny bit more. Oh, I feel like this is a really good run right now. Okay, and that is going to be up to level 61, so that's gonna be good. And all we need to do now is the jumping training. And jumping training is pretty interesting because we like swing on a vine or a rope. I guess that's not a vine. I feel like they could have used a vine here, though. It would kind of fit with the theme more. But whatever, we're just swinging, trying to make it as far as possible. For this one, we want to make it up to 1,700, and if we do there, we should get up to the level we need. But as you can see, the platforms start getting smaller and smaller. It gets a little bit harder to reach the ones you want to. And oh, we just missed our thing. I'm gonna have to do one more training right here because we do have to get up to jumping 51, but that should make us up to level 53, and now we can continue. So we're gonna race this duck right here. He thinks that he can do a lot against us, but we just trained for a while, so it's not gonna be the best day for him. It is interesting how there are all these different ducks on different planets. Like, these ones are really furry for some reason. And oh yeah, here's where the intelligence comes in. Intelligence basically dictates how fast you can go through portals, so it is pretty important as we go on, obviously, because more portals are going to become a thing. I don't know how intelligence dictates that because, you know, it doesn't really make sense, but I guess what makes sense when you're playing Duck Life. But okay, now we can do some tournaments, and we're actually going to be using Quackity. And oh god, I just went to my desktop. But Quackity is actually going to get the chance to race against people. We got an ice duck, a duck with some really long hair, and a duck that kind of looks like me. Seems like a pretty good race to me. We are going to want to use our boost in some pretty good places, but I'm not too worried about winning this. We have to use our intelligence right here. We're smarter than all the other ducks. I didn't train my intelligence for nothing. All right, I'm gonna win that race right there. We can move on to the second one, which it looks like now. Okay, what is going on with that one duck's eye? It's like, I don't even know what that is supposed to be. Is he crying? Are you okay, dude? Do you need help? And I guess there's also another duck with like an alien mask, or maybe it's actually just an alien, but whatever, because I'm not here to worry about the other ducks. I'm here to just make sure that I beat them in a race, and that's just what I'm gonna do. Yeah, come on, dude. Finally make it to the end. All right, you're wasting all my time. And now we got the last race where it looks like one duck is like part pigeon or something. Look at that fur. It does not fit his blue face, but I really shouldn't judge these ducks. And yeah, one of these ducks is really good at swimming, but bad at everything else. So he tried to make it ahead of everybody, but then he sucks at climbing, so he's gonna get farther back. This game is really interesting how on these big jumps, they have to sit for a second and look at the jump and be like, do I really want to do this? It's kind of hilarious, actually, but you can see we're almost about to lose at the end, but surprisingly, winning in this last race doesn't even matter because it just takes the average score. So even though we got second place, we still won and we can go on to the next place. Yeah, I don't really understand why it happens. And now it's time to train some more. First, we're going to want to do some running training. And for this, we just don't want to get trampled by these things. Yeah, there are literally things trying to crush our poor duck who's just trying to train. And I am a little scared for him. I'm not going to lie. I don't think he's surviving right here. Okay, well, sorry about that, bud. This section heavily relies on RNG. A lot of times you can figure it out by just looking at the top section and making sure you'll be safe, but sometimes it will just give you an impossible pattern, so you just kind of got to accept that. Like right there, I don't think I could have made it to the end. But for this running training, we only want to get to about 90, so I'm not too worried about it right now. You only got to do a bit of running training until you got to make it to the optimal level, so I'm happy with that. It's definitely better than the system that the earlier Duck Life games have, where you have to be like maximum level. This game lets you spread out your stats and not just have to grind for hours. Also, I feel like we're definitely running level 90, so I'm just gonna get smushed there. there. And it looks like we were 1 away. You're kidding me. Oh, why does this game hate me so much? I'm just gonna get smushed here. Oh, can you please get me? Okay, I'm just gonna keep running forward until it kills me. Game, I am literally trying to die right now. Okay, I'm just gonna let it happen. Duck, there you go, okay? I'm sorry about that. And now we have a swimming training where there are sharks trying to kill us. Yes, these sharks are just coming out of nowhere. They have bloodshot red eyes that I don't even know how to describe them. They just look terrifying. But you know, I'm just having a fun time training away my swimming. I don't know why this is the optimal setting to do it in. I guess it gives you a motivation not to get caught by these evil sharks that are definitely gonna eat you like they did right there. We're not gonna talk about that. That's okay though. That was a pretty good first run. If we can finish out with the second run and get to level 84, then we should be good. I think we only need to get a little bit more, but with all these games, it's a little bit confusing because you don't know the exact number you want to get to level up. So I'll just try to survive as long as possible, but not too long, I guess. You know what? That seems like a lot. That should be 84. Yes, that is 85. Perfect. And now we can also do some flying training, but the flying training is me being in a spaceship. I don't understand how this is training my flying really when I'm using a spaceship. When I was streaming this earlier on my Twitch account, someone was saying, you know, it's kind of like doing running training, but just driving a car. So it's not really training your running. I'm not sure what the Duck Life makers were thinking, but I mean, we have a cool spaceship, so that's never a bad thing, I guess. And in this one, you're constantly shooting and just trying to go up and down. Some of these asteroids you can break, but any of the asteroids with crystals on them, you can't break, like right there. I don't know why I just ran straight into that. And we only need to get up to rank 85, so we should be there fairly soon. The game's getting a little bit harder as a bunch of things are coming at me. I'm gonna hope that's about here. Please just kill me. And that is not 85, that is 78. I cannot do math, I guess. Or it might not really be math, just my predictions are off. I guess we'll just play a little bit longer. Okay, but there we go. That is 85. Now all we have to do is our jumping training, which the jumping training is pretty interesting. We just have ice blocks that are trying to murder us violently. It's another one of these games where they're just trying to smush us, and I don't know how I feel about that. We really do love putting Quackity in situations that are going to murder him, and I guess it's the fun thing to do, maybe. Sorry about that, Quackity. It's just life, I guess. But okay, I don't even know how I survived this because it just got me off the map. And why did that give me flying train? What? Wait, did that just give me flying training? I am so confused. That was supposed to give me running training, but it said fly. I don't know if this game is just glitching out. Did it just not give me the train? What? Gotta love when a random glitch just destroys your speedrun for no reason at all. Haha, that was great. Whatever, that's jumping level 70. We won't worry about it anymore. Let's just finish out with this game. We're gonna race the frozen duck, try to get his ticket, and I'm still a little bit disappointed in the game for ruining like an entire minute of my speedrun, but we're just not gonna talk about it because I got this intense race to do instead. This guy is completely made out of ice. I'm not sure how he's alive, but you know, he's not alive in the races because now he just got demoralized forever. Sorry about that, man, but I gotta make it to the tournament, win that as well. We're gonna be facing off against all these people. I don't know what kind of clothes they have on them right now, but it really seems like they're trying to look cool. Little do they know they don't really look cool, so sorry about that. But I'm gonna have to use my energy burst in pretty wise areas. I'm gonna use it there one more, and I think that was second place, but that should still be fine. We just have to do well in the other races, so yeah, second place. All right, I gotta make sure I use my energy burst in slightly better areas so I make sure that doesn't happen again, but I'm sure we'll be fine. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Me just losing this entire speedrun? I'm sure that won't happen. But for this race, we are pretty ahead of all of them. I mean, they do have like robot suits on them, which I feel like would weigh them down more than would help them, but we're not going to talk about that, I guess. We're almost to the end. Good thing I have a good amount of courage or whatever is necessary to go across those. And we do get first place in that race. Now we just have one more. And for this one, okay, now we have a duck that's completely on fire and that duck with the weird eye again. What is that duck doing? Dude, are you okay? I mean, he's an amazing swimmer, so he's got that going for him. He really is zooming by. The good thing for us is that duck is terrible at everything else. Like, look at him try to go through that portal. Okay, that was actually pretty good. But we are going to be able to beat him there, go through this portal faster than him, and hopefully make it to the end. We are like almost out of energy. Please. Okay, I was so worried about that, but we won. Hooray. But there we go. We won that tournament. Now someone else is like, hey, you want to race, because he thinks we're pretty cool. And yeah, it's a full-on alien duck that we're facing off against now. I don't know how you even make this stuff up. So he's not too much better than us. I mean, it honestly seems like we're pretty neck and neck. And yeah, it's just a regular race. I mean, there's not much going on. I can use my burst of speed right there, and this should be the end. So I'm going to use one more burst of speed, make it, and now we can move on. Face against off of all these like fire ducks or whatever is going on. I don't even know anymore. So in these fire duck sections, you have to beat 3 different ducks. The first one is this one that's completely on fire, and his special skill is he's really good at climbing. So we're gonna have to use our energy to make sure we can beat him, because he is way farther ahead of us. But thankfully we're much faster at other things like running, so we can catch up, make it to the goal just before him, finish out that race, move on to the second guy who, yeah, he's like a lava bird, I guess. And this duck is going to be really good at swimming, which I don't know how there is even water on this planet. How is there water on this holy fire planet? Also, I would assume that he can't swim because he's literally made out of lava, but I guess we shouldn't worry about that. Instead, let's just worry about winning this race. You can see it's pretty close to neck and neck, but thankfully we're able to jump before him, finish that one out, and we can get the last one, which is like a transformer or something. And this one is going to be very good at intelligence, so we want to make sure we have a good head start on him. It starts out with this flying section, which we are better than him at, and then we get to a climbing section where we want to use our first boost, and then we also get a running section where we want to use another boost, and then the intelligence, which we need to be faster than him at this point because he is much better than us at intelligence, but thankfully we won it there, and now we can face off against the final boss fight where we actually have to do stuff. So for this final boss fight, instead of it being a race where I don't really do anything, I'm controlling my duck. I'm moving left and right with my arrow keys, and I just want to go fast here. And it is kind of funny because the other duck is racing against us, but we're so much faster than him that he doesn't even really have a shot. I don't even see him next to me. Like, where is this dude? Is this even a race at this point? But you want to be a little bit careful because, you know, I don't really feel like losing at this point. Okay, that was a little bit scary. You know, it's just a fiery tundra of waste and scariness. I don't really know what else to explain it as. I don't know why we chose to race on this place, and I just missed that jump. Okay, that's a tiny time loss. But honestly, this race is not too bad. I can kind of just jump my way to victory. I still don't even see this dude. I feel like it isn't even possible to lose against this guy unless you just constantly die over and over again. And now we have a boulder that's chasing after us and trying to run us over, which, you know, isn't too great. So I'm going to dodge it right there, jump right over it, make sure we don't die to these lava pits, and we should be just about at the end. Make sure I don't die to the last lava pit because that would really suck. And there we go. That is going to be crowned and is going to be time 32:14. I'll be honest, Alien Duck, I didn't even know I was racing against you. I did not see you at all. But yeah, besides the entire point where the game just broke on me, that was a pretty good run. And now we got our crown, and we can do this one mini game where you kind of like fly back on a ship. I'm not really worrying about that though, I'll be honest. I'm just happy that we finished out the speedrun and did it in a pretty good time. But I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it. It really helps me with the YouTube algorithm, and I'd really appreciate it. Also, I do a lot of speedrunning type content on this channel, so if you enjoy this type of stuff, then maybe subscribe. But enough shilling. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you next time.